Let's reveal an all-new car here together on Autogefühl with Thomas. For you here today, the all-new Mercedes AMG GT. And they indeed follow a completely different concept now. You can see it is wider, it is longer. This one here now attacks the Porsche 911. To be very precise, the Porsche 911 Turbo. When it has here the Mercedes AMG GT 63 spec, the top spec, with vertical fins in the grille, wide Panamericana grille, you call it that way when the lower part is wider than the upper part. New daytime running light signature in this 3-element design, and high-tech silver is the vehicle color. It's not only wide in the front, the main thing, 18 centimeters or 7-inch longer, now at 4 meters 73 or 186 inches. And that is a massive change if you compare it to the predecessor. You can see visually, it has this really wide line here, and then also the strong shoulder or hip area. Especially this area really reminds us of 911. Of course, follows now the very same concept basically. You can see more carbon fiber accentuations. We have in the front, in the side mirrors with this additional pack, in the lower part, and also towards the rear wing, because this one is equipped with the optional aerodynamic pack. Then you have the huge fixed wing here for even more downforce. The standard, even for the 63, would be that this one is completely gone. And then you have active aerodynamics. This rear small wing lip here lifts actually according to the speed. The top speed is 315 kilometers an hour. That's 195 miles per hour. And here the 63 spec needs 3.2 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour at 62 miles an hour. Of course, pretty impressive. There will also be a slower version available, the 55 model, then a little bit less quick in the acceleration figure, but of course also not that pricey. Wheels, 20-inch, or here the optional 21-inch, and really massive design, open spoke. Behind it, the carbon ceramic brakes with these golden or bronze calipers. Yeah, it's a pretty cool styling, isn't it? Turning indicators in the front, definitely pretty cool, right? This has some kind of wow effect. And if you have problems with a steep ramp, you can use the front lift. A hydraulic lift can lift the car up to 30 millimeters. You can activate it from the inside of the vehicle when the engine is running. And under the hood, we have a 4-liter V8 biturbo, 585 horsepower. The special thing about this one is not only says also a handcrafted engine still, this one-man, one-engine concept by AMG. This one for the first time for the Mercedes AMG GT with all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive distribution, by the way, is going from 100% rear to 50-50 rear front. So it varies in between that spectrum depending on the driving situation. More driving technology. You have an active or adaptive suspension with anti-roll control, semi-hydraulic, and you also get rear axle steering. The rear wheels then steer 2.5 degrees in the other direction than the front wheels for even more driving dynamics, up to a threshold of 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour. Turning indicators in the rear, nice idea. Below the actual braking signature, that looks fancy too. But wait a minute, what is this? On the outside here, just beauty tips. So a clear case for the Autogefühl fake exhaust police. And you may be wondering why I had this one already in my hand. That's because I want to show you the trunk or the boot. Look at that. And it's one of the main changed aspects Mercedes paid attention to, that you have more luggage capacity. And indeed, for a true sports car, it is quite spacious right here, and even features a length of, let's see here, has a little bit less than a meter or 40 inches. That's quite impressive with that. And here, 80 centimeters or 31 inches in width, and you can even fold the seats like this. Yeah, front seat needs to be a little bit more in the front, and then you can even have this almost folding flap mechanism. Let's go here. This is the key fob. Ooh, special camera action. So let's check out the interior of the new Mercedes 911. Mercedes AMG GT. So here you have the flush door handles like this, also illuminated. That's actually quite cool. I could also live without flush door handles, I have to say. And then door closing sound. It's actually quite cool. You know, although when you have frameless doors, it's always tricky to get a good door closing sound, but that has something real classic, you know, this sound. Almost G-Class, like I would say. Then here, inside of the doors, also with nice ambient lighting, illumination around. Here you can also get carbon fiber, and that's to me good because then you have a little bit less of black piano lacquer right here. Optional Burmester sound system for a true authentic sound. Then the steering wheel, typical AMG style with the two-spoke design. Here you have the controls. We're soon going to show that in detail of all the driving controls, driving modes, and so on. This steering wheel you see is also available with microfiber side and carbon fiber at the top or the lower part. To me, the most favorable option. Feels cool, looks cool. Seat, you have two possibilities, either the normal sport seat or this one here, the optional bucket seat. Slimmer, more shoulder support. And here, this optional bucket seat is also available with microfiber on the inside, which would be the raciest and also more comfortable option, because here the seat itself is actually quite stiff, quite hard. If the sport seat or the performance seat is more comfortable, it really depends. This one is slimmer, but at the same time it also encages you like a little bit better. So I would probably go with performance seat and with the microfiber to have best comfort and also best racing experience. And you have a low seating position, I would say, without exaggerating. 1.89 m or 6'2", and that leaves me to the side here, a little headroom, and to the middle part, to the panoramic roof, even more. And look at that. This is then the panoramic roof, a fixed one. You cannot open it. Just here, this manual shade actually, and I think that's actually a good idea. So to keep it simple, nice bright microfiber ceiling as well. And in this middle top part, well, there's a nice illumination once again. But then in this part where you could actually open a Mercedes panoramic roof, there's just this blind black dead area. This cockpit layout here really cages you in. Huge middle console and with carbon fiber use. We know this layout from the Mercedes SL. Indeed, I just love the air vents right here, how they feel, how they look, the illumination and so on. And then in this center console we have the rather vertical screen. Temperature control is accessible here, at least it always stays in that area. So more to the infotainment. Here you can slide this one open then for cup holders or inductive charging pad, recharging and so on. And this is just like to, I don't know, put your hand here, but because it has no function. You have this interesting goggle design for the digital instruments, goes pretty deep in there, and then you can also change the styles here, for example, to the sport mode back. The other one was super sport, or here the track pace mode. Maybe go for some launch control. The infotainment system has known MBUX layout, but then has special AMG performance gauges, like here. You see different figures, how it reacts, also engine, Newton meters, and so on. And this IWC stopwatch, a digital stopwatch. I think it looks quite cool. Have an analog watch in the vehicle is also always cool. What do you think about it? Is it a good solution here, the digital one, or would you rather prefer an analog one? Tell me in the comments. And a split armrest here with more USB-C chargers. That's a nice clicking sound, right? There's a meme on this channel when people indicate a time code with Thomas in the rear seat, because I'm quite tall. When there's a tiny car and the rear seats, you get the picture. But this time, wait a minute. There we go. So it slides forward, but there is no space for the rear. But I mean, you do have these emergency seats, so to speak, ISOFIX. So child seats can be installed there, or you can of course throw a bag on there. And do you really want me to get inside? Really? Yeah, okay. You wanted this. I see those time codes coming in. Okay, you can laugh now, yeah. On my expense. But, okay. No, yeah. You see, it does not really work. But just to have a real visual proof. And also when you look at the co-driver seat, and in a racer you can call it co-driver seat, you cannot slide it much forward. So, in some cars, then the passenger can get in behind the, behind the passenger seat. But it's just not possible. So it's really just basically a child seat, or then for luggage or something. Nothing for adults. But yeah, definitely fun. Well, someone had to film me from the back, looking towards the front to show the cockpit. So thank you everyone, Leah, to squeeze yourself in there in the back. This is how you can make use of the rear space as an adult. Well, and as I said, the Mercedes AMG GT Roadster is basically the Mercedes SL now. Tune into that review or check out the Porsche 911 Turbo, well, to be precise here, the 911 Turbo S. Let's go.